Welcome to 860's Blunt Truth.
Welcome back to 860's Blunt Truth. I'm your moderator / instigator. And you know we got the master debater. He ain't never been a hater. Yiko.
Yeah, what up, people? How we doing?
I hope you guys heard what he said, because I didn't. All I heard was what up.
Yeah,
That's
that
basically
was
what I
two of
said. I
us.
said, what up, everybody? How we doing?
You said, "What up, everybody? How we're doing?" I heard that one. It was vague. So, listeners, please pay close attention to Yiko today. His mic is low for some reason. There's a lot of interesting things he wants to talk about. So, please listen up, pay close attention, and respond.
Facts. And that was speaking, you guys know, as the old man with the cold plan, Razel the educator. You got the green alien behind you. That's crazy. I only got one. But I got to zoom in though. I got a close up just now. So, they said you can get a little bit of the green alien in your shot too. I got you. Word. But we about to let Yiko set the show off today. You know what I'm saying? The show is in your hands.
Yes, sir. So that leads me right into the topic. So I'm trying to get my mic as close as I can, see if y'all hear me or not. But my topic is gonna be about this this photo that was released by Trump with him escorting aliens with CIA agents and stuff. We kind of talked about this in the beginning of our show. When we first started out, we talked about how AI was going to make things really difficult to decipher what's real from fiction, right? Like, I mean, what's fiction and what's nonfiction. Like, it's there's a big controversy right now because this photo that was released, they've been saying that he was going to release evidence of alien life forms and whatever. So for this photo to come out, everybody's questioning it. And that was the biggest ploy as a part of their scheme against us, is to keep us confused, keep us questioning, never knowing the truth. So I want to hear from you guys. If what do y'all think about the photos that we're seeing? Are they all generated? Is there some truth behind them? You know what I'm saying? Give me y'all opinion.
I believe. There's a picture right there of Trump with aliens. I believe that AI, the capability that AI has to generate pictures was definitely used to confuse the citizens of America, was the citizens of the world, the people of the world. So that way, when actual footage is filmed, it is now questioned: is this real or is this AI? Now you got to use your best judgment, and when it seems far-fetched, our brain automatically tells us this is AI. But in reality, it may be the actual truth, and that's the reason why the government allowed AI to run rampant like it is doing now. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a device used for smoke and mirrors to deceive the world. You know what I'm saying? Of things here and of things to come. That's just how I feel about AI. I feel like it should never be created. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I fully agree with a lot of what he said. I've seen the photos. It's definitely AI. I mean, and people have the AI. You know how you can use AI to see if it's AI, basically, and they can tell you if it was AI generated. But it's definitely AI, because I've seen a few of the pictures, and some of them the alien is taller than him, some of them the same alien is shorter than him, and so it's definitely him trolling. Because one thing about Donald Trump is he's a fucking troll. You know what I'm saying? And to be a president, that nigga be trolling a lot. You know what I'm saying? And but I think to Razel's point, I agree with what he said, is that he wants to, I think what they're trying to do is make it so that you can be like, oh, is that real or is that AI? And then they can, or if they put something out real, they'll sit there and be like, oh, that was AI. And I think it makes it easier for them to move. You know what I'm saying? Like if they wanted to do stuff, they don't have to cloak as much because they could always blame it on AI now. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say they really had to move an alien somewhere. They can do it in the open now and be like, oh, it's AI. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're already getting it out there like that. So it makes it easier to move.
That was gonna be my next point. That's what I was actually gonna mention. And I'm glad you said that. Is now they're just gonna mix the truth in with more lies, and as long as you hide the truth well beneath enough lies, it's hard for people to investigate because everything looks like it could be real or it could be fake, and that's the game. You know what I'm saying? But they've been running this for a long time. Like they could have very easily had somebody dress up in a mask or CGI that shit. They could have been did this. So why now? What's happening right now that is so important for them to try to push this? Oh, we're not alone agenda. Now there was this lady on YouTube that I listen to sometimes, and she talks about um being able to like step outside of herself and speak to other people's like higher selves and whatever else, and that she's in contact with some kind of galactic federation. It's kind of funny that all this stuff is happening simultaneously while she's talking about these things, because there was mention that there are laws within the universe that all beings and creatures must follow. Right. So like we know like certain of those schisms are like you know, a demon cannot interfere with you unless it's welcome type shit. You know, if you know its name, you can control it type shit. So there's rules out there. We just don't know all the rules. And there's supposed to be an awakening that's occurring in our lifetime amongst our people in our generation. And that's either you're going to awaken to an age of enlightenment and higher power, or age of darkness and lower frequency. Like it depends on your mindset and where you're at in life, right? So that's the war that's going on right now. It's basically like the end is coming. The end is coming no matter what. The end always comes. There's always an end. There's always a beginning, right? But what matters are the choices in between all of that. That's where the trick lies. So you know, like again, they blend in truth with lies, and the AI is just another tool to help them with that. So I agree with y'all for real. It's crazy, but it's happening right before our eyes. Everything they said was going to happen is happening.
Hell yeah. So so do you think aliens and demons are one and the same from people's depictions?
I think so. I think it's all a title, right? Well, what do y'all think? It's just a title.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. Usually are the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, yo, think about it. Think about it. We all right.
Yo, did you see that shit?
See this real quickly. Right out. Yeah.
My
You might have
bad.
to get
That
the
was-
mic
that
closer
was
to
funny.
you. If you get the mic closer to you, probably I don't know. I'll pick you up.
Nah,
better.
Well, I was letting him talk anyway, so I was enjoying the fan, bro.
It was the camera, like he was leaning back, so he came out of the camera space, but then when he talked, it pulled him in and then dragged him right back out.
Ah, gotcha. Well, now he's sitting up close, is picking them up clear.
Nah, but my bad. Go ahead. You see what you were saying, Yako?
Oh, I
You lost your train of thought.
The AI and aliens were all the same.
Or demons and aliens.
Demons and
Oh,
aliens.
right. I mean, in the Bible, it says that angels and demons are interchangeable. It's just based on their choice, right? Angels were cast to hell, so they were
we
called
said
demons.
angels, we said aliens.
I get that, but I'm saying names are synonymous, like that. You know, aliens, dimensional beings, angels. You call them whatever you want to. They're all one and the same. It's you know, everybody's seen them in their own lifetimes, and everybody's seen different ones in their own lifetimes, which is why there's so many different myths across different continents and shit. But the reality is it's all the same. It just translated differently throughout time, and now we call them aliens.
Okay.
What you think, Razel?
I believe, like I said, aliens and demons are, and angels are one and the same. Just like the good aliens are called angels, the bad ones are called demons.
It's a good way to put it.
So aliens are because when I hear the word aliens, I think of just not from here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter what it is, it can be
Exactly.
us. You know what I'm saying? We probably are aliens. Are we even from Earth? You know what I'm saying? I be hearing shit that we're actually from Mars. That's what I be hearing. Like, I be reading a lot of shit about that, hearing a lot of shit about that. And from what the points are is that the way Mars is, our bodies are biologically more linked to Mars than it is to Earth. But Earth is where we can survive here. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that?
I don't know. I don't know about being from Mars because I didn't think Mars was able to sustain life. So if Mars can't sustain life, then how did we originate from? It makes no sense. I mean,
Well,
I didn't do with logics.
well, I mean, they supposedly say it can sustain life. I don't know. It's just crazy.
I always heard that it was unable to sustain life. The dirt's too dry. There's no moisture. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's possible that we could have started off as an organism on Mars, and then once we landed on Earth, you know what I'm saying, via meteorite or something, you know what I'm saying, we went through millions of years of evolution to eventually become the Homo sapiens, that we know as man now. Possible,
Right? Or Mars could have even had more oxygen and actually had was like a planet like Earth kind of at one point, then burnt out or something. Never know.
I mean, there's a lot of stories out there that talk about how there's structures on Mars that resemble certain things out here, and so the claim is that we were originated from Mars, and there was a galactic war. The story of the Anunnaki, essentially, the emperors and whatever else is going to war with the slaves because the slaves got tired of working for thousands of years, and then the goal was to create us. And in the process of the war, the planet was devastated so much that whoever survived, like the last survivors, basically took us because we were a resource to them. We were their slaves now. We were engineered for it. And they moved themselves here to let the planet heal, which is why you don't see traces of their wars here as much, but you still find technology and you'll find spaceships that people have dug up on dig sites that you can't explain this technology away. You can't just say, oh, it's our planet is from the Jurassic period and it's been like that for billions of years until suddenly 2,000 years ago man walked here. What the fuck? Like, that story doesn't make any sense. Oh, you came from monkeys. So what? All the other monkeys decided to stay behind because that was a better life? It doesn't make sense. Nothing fits. But coming from another planet, that makes a lot more sense.
That remind me of that Cal Williams shit. Are those the retarded monkeys?
Yeah. Like, are they though? Like, did they decide, oh, I'm not gonna have this missing link gene that makes me human that they can't explain where it came from because they can't find it anywhere on this planet at all. This missing link that they talked about in school for years. I don't know if you guys remember that shit or not, but it was a big deal, and it should still be a big deal. But people don't talk about it as much anymore because they're too busy TikToking and shaking their ass.
From my understanding too, Mars also there's a lot of copper and iron on Mars.
What are we
That's-
made from?
Yeah, we survived from copper and iron.
Right.
So
That's crazy, right?
hell yeah. But if that is the case, that technically means that the foods that they say we're supposed to eat out here naturally still aren't the best for us. They're just better.
They're the best we could find.
Yeah.
And and then realistically, we don't know which ones are native to Earth and which ones might have came from Mars.
True.
There's no way to know because they could have spliced things together to make sure that they survived on this planet and still had something to eat.
Well, I know one thing for sure that Dr. Sebi said was that we're carbon-based people, so we're supposed to be eating things that are highly carbonated, high in oxygen mainly.
Right. And they
So,
said once upon a time Mars was full of oxygen because it is technically it has a lot of water on it. We just can't see the water because it's in the ground. Kind of like when the water recedes and the oceans recede on Earth, when it's the same difference. Somehow it got sucked up, and apparently there's water on Mars. I don't know. They said there's water on the moon. I don't fucking know. I don't even believe they went to space. My personal opinion, I don't believe human beings have been to space. I don't think so.
I don't know what to think. That's the problem.
you can hear Brazil?
I don't know
Nah.
what to think. That's the problem. The problem is we're always thinking, what is it? Is it A or is it B? And a lot of times we're wrong on both guesses. So,
Or we're right on all of them.
we're right on all of them. Exactly. That's 22. We're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't.
Yeah, that little green dude behind us is kind of like that nigga is like you just can't help but to look over there. Like, yo, what the fuck?
You know what I mean?
Oh shit, is that the reptilian?
Probably one of the kids.
Yeah, so you know what's crazy though? Razel just said something that kind of struck a chord with me. He said, "You damned if you do, and you damned if you don't." And the last time we spoke, remember you talked about this lady who said that the trick to living on Earth is greater than even we thought it was. Like even thinking about something could be considered a thing.
Right.
So how do you get away from it all? You know what I'm saying? You start having these thoughts about, I don't know, doing some fucked up shit to somebody. It's like at what point does it become a sin, or is it all sinning? Is wanting a new phone a sin? Is eating too much food or throwing food away sinning? Like where's damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Right. With the line in the sand, right?
Right. It almost
With
feels
the
like
line in the
it's being
sand.
split apart.
I mean, at the end of the day, that is a great question. I mean, according to what we know now, or what we believe we know now, there will not be many people making it into the gates of heaven, or Valhalla, or wherever you want to call the heaven that you want to get into. You know what I'm saying? There won't be many people making it there. And we have to just accept that fact now. There won't be many of us making it there. And if the stipulations that are set in place are as strict as we've come to learn they may be, then the chances of making it is very, very slim. For the simple fact that there's two, and I hate to say this because, he is or she is all knowing, and I guess they know that we can do it. But I feel like the stipulations placed upon us as humans are just way too much. This is what to walk in a perfect light would demand so much willpower. And then again, what if that's the reason why he gave us free will? Able to be able to walk in that path. So I'm like I said, is it up or is it down? I'm lost.
It's kind of funny you say that because actually Jesus was the example, and it's like you said, you got to make that decision. You got to have that willpower. So when he was in the desert and he was thirsty and he was tempted by the devil for water or whatever, he said no, because the Father shall provide, and then it rained. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes back to what you were saying. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you believe and you let go of the system and you let go of all the things that tie you to it, you become truly free. But then, like you say, you got to rely on your willpower. You got to rely on believing that higher power is really there by your side and knowing that you could tap into it. But are people willing to let go of the system and do it? Probably not. That's asking a lot.
Yeah, I think y'all both got a good point, but I think I kind of lean more towards Rozelle, what he said, because I think it's damn near impossible for us to be perfect, bro. Like I just don't know how it can be. I don't know, bro. Like, cause we have bad thoughts alone, just that alone already got you like fucked up. Like you just lost your perfection. You know what I'm saying? Just off of a bad thought. And
But
then
the
you get,
question
then
is,
you
are
get,
you having a bad thought, or is the bad thought being implanted into your mind?
Doesn't matter.
either way, it's in your head.
Thinking is thought.
You know, like either way, you still got that there. Like, I mean, that's if we're going based off of what we were talking about that one episode where it's like even your thoughts can't, you know what I'm saying, are evil, you know what I'm saying, like or good, whatever. That's if we're going based off of that. If we're going strictly off of action, then I think it's possible. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me yesterday, and this is weird because, like you said, it's all about thoughts, and sometimes thoughts are just implanted into your head. So I'm getting to eat my food, and I pray over it, and while I'm praying to myself in my head, I say, in the immortal name of you. And as soon as I said, you know what I'm saying, in your name, the name Amin Ra is automatically popped into my goddamn head.
It's funny you say that. That shit happens to me sometimes. The same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pray all the, you know how I do. I pray before every
Right,
meal,
right.
all the time, no matter whether I'm only drinking something, only eating something, I do a prayer. And Amin Ra do pop in my head sometimes. I ain't gonna lie at the end.
Yo, it just, he talked in my head, and then, I was like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I learned that.
Maybe that's a demonic ritual and it belongs to that specific demon. So every time you do it, you're calling upon them.
But what if Amin
Or
Ra's
angel-
not a
or
demon
angel.
though?
Well, most things are portrayed one way, but could be something else. We already know this.
I just don't know how, that name will come to my thoughts. And that's why I just go to the fact that without thinking something, a thought can appear into your mind. Now, say he is a deity, say he is a demon, and I ended my prayer with his name. Am I wrong because I wasn't thinking about the motherfucker, but his name automatically just jumped into my goddamn mind? Does that make me a sinner? And that's why I say, if the rules set in place are as such, I don't think many of us are going to make it into heaven because without thinking a bad thought can enter into your mind.
But here's my thing though, right? Because you can I feel like you can confirm that though, right? Like just because I don't feel like when Amin Ra or something pops in my head at the end of a prayer, I don't feel like I confirm it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I feel like it just pops in my head as like, oh, say this, but I really don't confirm as what I'm saying, you know. But at the same time, so here's my thing for you, right? Because I've read a lot of different shit, mythologies, different religions. Granted, I don't read all of it, but mythologies I read a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Egyptian, Amin Ra is an Egyptian god, right? And when you think about Egypt and how things started and all that shit and how everything goes, Amin Ra was depicted as the god of gods, the king of all kings, the father of all fathers, right? But he, in this mythology, said it's okay to pray to these other gods. Whatever god you want to pray to, you can pray to them. It's okay. But just know that I am the one over all, right? And that's what where Amin Ra stood. He's also known as the sun god, the original sun god. He's also known as the god that created himself from a thought in midair before he created everything else. So he was created from a thought, right? And created himself from a thought, whatever. And then when you think about how they say in the Bible, I'm not confirming none of this that he's the Almighty or nothing, because we really don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's possibilities that the stories they told us about Amun-Ra being evil god or bad god or whatever, depicted as a bad person. You know how they do. They put you out there as bad when you're not. But at the end of all prayers, they say what? They say Amen. Right? And they do say in the Bible that they can change things, but they can't take God out of it, right? Or something like that. Like they can switch things up, they can tell you false truths, but they can't change certain stuff and take certain stuff out. And God is one of them things.
That's
what I'm
part of the
saying?
rules. Yeah.
So it just that I always think about that shit, because the reason why we got a singular God now is because of that Pharaoh in Egypt named Akhenaten, which was not liked by many people because he's the one that made them cut off all the noses from the sphinxes. He's the one that made the singular God. He's the one that gave the book to Moses to pass along, to give to everyone else, and start the singular God thing around the world. So everything started in Egypt, from what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, and I believe that. But I mean, if you think about other mythologies, the sun god in Greek mythology, for example, is Apollo, and Apollo is closely now linked to Lucifer. So again, Ra was a sun god, Apollo's a sun god. They both brought the morning night, and they both fought the night. So it really depends on where your origin is coming from, because each one of these gods is portrayed in different mythologies in different ways, but they somehow are all also connected in the stories. Like again, the sun and whatever else. I mean, I forget. Like I think in China there's a or India maybe there's a sun god. It might be Shiva or something that he fights. He fights the darkness of the universe or something like that.
Yeah, I thought the god. I think the god before Shiva was connected to the sun. The one that gave Shiva the power.
Okay, I forget. I thought it was a male god.
Isn't Shiva like the destroyer?
Think so. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot what
god
the
with 6 arms, and there's a male god with 4 arms.
Yeah, but there was a god in that. I think that's an India thing. There was a god in there where he was like kind of like Amun-Ra too, and Apollo and all that shit. And then he actually got betrayed by Shiva, I believe, and that's how Shiva became the basically the ruler, or whatever the case. And but he didn't fully kill him because the god couldn't die. Like, but the god allowed Shiva to rule after that.
Yeah, because that guy knew that everything was going to come back to him anyway to begin with. So because that was the one.
So to your point though, right? Because you said Apollo is depicted as the sun god in Greek, but they put him out there as a bad guy as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So they basically keep depicting the sun god as this bad thing, but we need the sun to survive.
What do you believe?
Right?
How about if they depicted the sun as being bad because he who wrote it was of Caucasian descent, so the sun burnt them niggas the fuck up, and that's why he became a bad god, whereas people with melanin fed off it. I don't know. What do you think about that one?
And Chris
That's
said
very
that,
possible.
that the religion of one God came from where again?
I said
The
no.
singular god from Egypt, from the I believe it was the last pharaoh, Akhenaten.
All right, so if that came from Egypt and they were trying to spread the word of one God, then maybe to Razel's point, he could be right, but I thought that the one God thing became more of a Catholic religion, and they spread that with mass tyranny. So I don't know.
It's tough to really say because when you think about the story of Jesus too, they say he's the son, right?
Right.
The son and son of man, son of God. And then they
King of
say,
Kings.
huh?
The King of Kings.
Yeah, exactly. But when I think when they spelled son S-O-N, they really were supposed to spell it S-U-N.
Well, that's the other thing. They know what they're doing with their wordplay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as they said, it's all spells and witchcraft, grammar,
Right.
language.
And they've mastered it well, and they've taught it to us
And
well.
when you use a certain way, you know what I'm saying, you create, you know what I'm saying, certain reactions, certain energy. You know what I'm saying? If you use it properly. If you ever look at the spell, that's all a spell ever is. My mother would just say a bunch of words. Blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden, here you go. No spell is created without words.
Every day we cast spells.
Yeah.
Every day, all the time as we talk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, man, I'm hoping to get in, but I doubt I will. So I mean, I don't know. Before I go, I might take somebody with me. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I might take somebody with me.
See, I believe there's a place for all of us. I don't believe any of us is going to this hell that they speak of.
Okay?
Maybe we might not all go to the same place. Maybe there's higher tiers and higher levels of certain heavens.
Kind
But
of like in prison, you could be on tier 45. Like, yo, what up, yo?
like, then you ain't good up there,
Man, I ain't seen you about 4 years, bro. You been out here all this time?
right? Like, yo, how you doing down there? I'm doing all right. I'm doing better than I was on Earth. But you living like a king up there.
Oh man.
I just feel like it's tears. I don't feel like I don't know.
We'll see what happens when we all die, I guess.
Like me
Yeah.
personally, right?
We'll see what happens when we die.
If I have children, right, I'm not gonna send my children to a place where they're gonna burn for eternity. No matter what, I'll probably put them in a tier where they're like, you have to keep growing. So let me bring you back to Earth.
You know what? Nah, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't.
You know what I'm
say this shit.
saying?
I should. If the viewers leave 100 comments, not even that much. I ask for 50. Then maybe I can get me and my two brothers here on our show to invest with me in some money to hire a real live hypnotist and have myself hypnotized, because we all know I was dead for like more than 2 minutes. So maybe I could get hypnotized and then tell y'all while under on the show what I'm seeing while I was dead. What about that?
We can do that. I'm with it.
That works for me.
That's scary because I might bring something back with me. I watch movies. I'm into that shit. Might bring something back. So you gotta be at least worth 50 comments. And not from the same nigga either. 50 different comments, yo. We'll spend the money to get me hypnotized by somebody authentic and recognized, and see, because I don't remember nothing. I remember going to sleep. That's what I thought it was doing in my kitchen, from a stab wound to the chest. And I remember waking up like 2 days later in the hospital with all these tubes in me. But the doctor did tell my mother that I had died, and I was dead for like over 2 minutes. So, within that time from my house, the kitchen, go to my chest, everybody get the fuck out of my house, because I'm tired, I want to go to bed. To the time I woke up in the hospital, maybe we get a reenactment, see what happened.
Said a reenactment?
Not reenactment, you know what I mean? A storyteller, you know what I mean? I can run y'all through what happened, you know what I'm saying? As far as being under and shit, you know what I'm saying?
You just gotta make sure you don't have any Caucasian haters there. They were like, make him love Trump and white folk.
Nah, y'all gonna be there to hold me down, motherfucker. Shit, what you talking about? You ain't gonna slide no words in or nothing.
Tell him when he wakes up, his name is Diddy, and he likes to say, take that.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. We should do that shit anyway.
His word is scuba lunches. Yeah, so they let you know the year down the line, I'm chilling in the phone ring, scuba lunches.
Tell
Kill the first person
Now-
you see. What?
tell him to walk around everywhere with baby oil.
Yeah, but not with
I want to
baby
go
oil.
back to something that Chris said earlier. He said that you said you don't believe that the creator would want his children to burn in a fiery lake forever.
Yeah.
But yet
No,
people drown in cars, people have died in fires.
you see,
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
that's the-
mean? So,
Go ahead.
But-
My
but
bad.
it-
Keep going.
so when you look at it realistically, to say that he wouldn't allow that, but then in the material world it happens, it's like, but it was allowed because even the material world belongs to him.
See, for me, it's different though because that's a temporary shell. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to your soul, I don't know if I can see him doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's eternal. Like that's you. The soul is you. You know what I'm saying? The flesh here is temporary. You know what I'm saying? It's a car you drive.
But your soul is his, and technically the way I believe it works is once you detach from your mortal shell, which keeps you separate from everyone else, and your energy mingles with everybody else's energy on whatever frequency you land on, you start to lose yourself in a sense where you can't remember who you were because you become connected with everybody else on that level. So technically, in my mind, you become the source once again over time. So realistically, none of it matters. The temporary pains, the eternal pains, it's all going to go away at some point, and none of it matters.
See, I don't believe that because from what I've been taught or heard or listened to, it says that even when you pass and you see your loved ones, even though they may look different, you will still be able to recognize them.
Mhm.
So if you're able to recognize them, I mean, they must have some shape and form that is identifiable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just being part of a source will make you identifiable singularly. How's the word go? How's the word go?
Singular.
You know what I'm saying? Being singular. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to be identified. You know what I'm saying?
So
But it
what you're
says-
saying is that the personality that you have now isn't developed over time. It was born into you because your soul, since it's eternal, just went
Yes.
from one life to the next, and so you're going to be the same person over time, no matter what. That's what you're saying.
I believe that you're born the person you are. You know what I'm saying? Some people are quiet, and he's been quiet ever since he's a baby. Even as a baby, he just played by himself. He's just a quiet person. You know what I'm saying? So people, he's been a star of the show since he's a baby, running around, be entertaining. I think a lot of times, maybe not in all cases, I believe in most cases, people are already who they are from day one.
So you guys believe in
Okay.
reincarnation though?
I do.
On a level, yeah, there is a big portion of it that happens, but I like to think of it a little differently.
So you think every time we're reincarnated, we're the same person?
No.
No,
But you said
no,
well,
I think our
but-
soul, because like again, I think that what happens is our soul becomes emptied over time, being aparted from a physical body. Our soul no longer carries burdens. It doesn't carry the weight of who we once were, which is what Jesus was trying to teach us. Is once you let go of everything, you let go of the material world, you let go of wanting this, of needing that, of thinking about this, of fearing that, and just live out of a sense of appreciation for everything, because everything is magical based on the creator alone. I think that over time, that's what happens to your soul, is that it empties. I will no longer be who I am now today, because in that time frame I will be a part of everybody else. But then that's when the breakage happens again. That's when the lessons need to be learned. That's when the boredom sets in, and the recreation of life begins, and you are given a new start to be a new person. Because realistically, I don't know who I was in the past life. And I won't know that until I reconnect with who I was in the past life. but I don't know how to do that right now because I've been brainwashed over time by this society that we live in to think a completely different way than the way that's correct.
I like what you said, bro, and it makes some sense. And you know me, I deal with logic more than anything, but I have to disagree because a lot of times you know things, and you know what I'm saying. You do things, and like for me, someone would fall and I catch it. I said to myself all the time, I laugh until I had to be a ninja in one of my lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? Because the reflex is just too quick. You know what I'm saying? Or a person who paints very well. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you ever paint before? Like, nah, this is my first time. But they're natural. You really think they're naturals? Or think this is just a gift that maybe one of the bodies, the vessels that inherited that soul has one of the talents they learned, and it just passed on. And that's why everybody can't do something that everybody else can do. Some people are good at this, people are good at drugs, people are good at this. Because as you learn things, some things are passed on. But in order to be able to
ascend,
not even ascend, be able to well, maybe ascend is a good word. With those talents, I think your soul had to be a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a dull soul and then land in the body of a actress or a dancer, but then they never learn how to use their talents. That person never knows because the soul wasn't an athletic dancing soul. It was dull and quiet and you know what I'm saying? It was serene and it stayed by itself. But then we got to have soul that's bouncing, like energy is bouncing and full of life. And you drop that shit in the mold. Oh, that motherfucker's breakdancing, doing all kind of shit now. Because the soul he had spark to it. That's what I feel.
So
that motherfucker is good at drawing or he's good at this because the bodies that he was in and learned shit and brought it with it along the way.
yeah, so I got a thought for you guys, which it actually is kind of along the lines of what Razel said in some ways. But so check this. I don't believe all souls were created at the same time. I believe there's some souls that's older than others. And but I do believe we're all somewhere around the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's not too far along. But if we're talking reincarnation and we're talking about things like basically every reincarnation since what, 300, 400 million years ago, since the souls were created, we've had a life where we all get to the same point in the end. We all learn the same things. We all get just as good as what the next man was in the end, at the end result. But I feel like we go through different stages at different times. Like this is going to sound mad crazy to y'all, right? It's going to sound crazy as fuck to y'all. But the reason we keep getting reincarnated is because we haven't learned the final steps and we haven't learned everything yet to be able to leave Earth and go to the higher tiers. You know what I'm saying? But I just a thought. I'm not going to say I believe because it's just a thought. At one point, we've done things like we've murdered people. At one point, we've raped people. All of us. At one point. At one point, we've saved people. At one point, we've preached the word. At some points, we've fought in wars. We all gone through it just at different times in order to get to the same place in the end, because we're supposed to learn everything, all emotions, all experiences, everything we can to become our better self, our higher selves. Because if you look at the human person, like if you look the way the humans operate, right? For one, our greatest power is adaptability. We can adapt to anything. That's just what the greatest gift that humans got, other than love and shit like that. But we also get bored very quickly. You know what I'm saying? So if we live a certain life for one era, and we live through that life, we're gonna get bored of that shit and want something different. Boom, we get reincarnated. Now we live in that life. We're gonna get bored of that. By the time we get to the end, we done experienced everything to where we're so bored of everything, nothing can tempt us anymore. You get what I'm saying?
Or I'm sorry, I was listening to what you said, bro, and that shit had me.
It's just a thought, but it makes
That
sense.
shit had me dancing in my head. I was saying, how about this? I mean, piggybacking off of your shit, of course. What if it was like 10 steps? And what if it wasn't about boredom? What if it was about learning? Like, okay, compassion, selfishness, greed. That's not the same thing. Violence, you know, and there's certain, you know what I'm saying? This, now, every time you come back at somebody, did that person learn selfishness? And because then a lot of times when people come back,
You don't learn what you didn't learn the last time, right?
but a lot of times people come back. Some people are selfish people, some people aren't. So that means in their past life, they learned selfish. You know what I'm saying, how to deal with that.
Yeah.
So they don't come back on step 1. They're on like step 3 now. You know what I'm saying? And you might skip a step every time you die. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you learn, or you might skip 2 or 3 steps until ultimately you've learned to be past all that shit. I'm not selfish. I'm not judgmental. I'm not violent. I'm caring. I'm loving. I'm compassionate. I'm thoughtful. You know what I'm saying?
More like the creator himself.
So every time you die and you don't jump up until you motherfucking kind of like rolling, you know how Yahtzee is at the end, you gotta roll. If you got two steps left, you gotta roll that 2.
Yeah.
Or you don't go, nigga, until you learn that shit. And you're all these things. This is one thing you haven't learned yet, nigga. So you gotta go back.
You're still on step 3.
You gotta go back. Yes, some people die on step 3. Some people die on step 7.
Yeah.
But until you make it to step 10, you know what I'm saying, you don't make it in. And that's the problem. A lot of people can't make it in the last few steps. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, it's basically you take what Chris said about the beginning and learning your lessons when you get to the end, which now you've learned all your lessons. So it goes back to being the one whole entity, right? Because all the beings.
It goes back to being what?
Yeah, say that again, because that part got cut off. What entity?
So if it's the beginning, right? And then you learn lessons throughout, and then you get to the end. And then like you said, well, what was it you said that when you get to the end, you already learned all your lessons, so you can't be tempted anymore?
Yeah.
Well, that's the one being that I'm talking about. So it's everything that you guys just said is exactly what I was trying to say, but y'all said it way better than I could. Essentially, you have your beginning, you have your journey. To Razel's point, and now I'm starting to think this along the lines now, the reincarnation process has to happen, because I think we talked about that before, where the lessons need to be learned. And then once that cycle is finished, you end up at the end, but the creator is the beginning and the end. So once you reach the end, you're already back at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you go through the whole cycle all over again, because you become one again. All memories, all things start to blend together. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but in my consciousness, I remember parts of my childhood, but not everything. I remember certain events in my life more so than other events. But if you talk to me about something that happened in my lifetime, then I'll be, oh yeah, I remember that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not that the memories aren't there. They're just not as easy to access over time. And maybe at some point, it's what possibly happens is once we reach the end, we're all not really unified just yet. You know, we can still have conversations and talk to each other and whatever else. But then as over time, it's like, when does you become me and I become you? Right? And then we separate again. And life starts all over again. The beginning and the end. Always. Alpha, Omega. You know?
But put it that way, bro. Put it that way. The way you making it sound, it will just never end. I believe it has to have an ending. That would be okay, you've reached the final frontier. Like you're here now. Get an apple, nigga. Go. Take a shower, get dressed, and come out to the yard. We all chilling. There gotta be an ending.
But I think the ending. I think what Yaiko's saying is that our ending is a new beginning. So it's still a beginning.
Correct. Like when the phoenix dies and he
She
rises
said it
again.
starts all over again.
Oh, like the same process. I
That's
got
what
you.
you said it starts all over again. I feel like
I don't think the same process starts over again.
yeah. I feel
No,
like it will.
no, it's always a different experience, but it's still the beginning. There's always a beginning, and then the story unfolds, and then there's an end. You always go back to the source, no matter what being you are, whether you're a demon, whether you're perfect,
But
it
I'm
doesn't
saying,
matter.
so-
You
so
return
you
to the
feel
source.
like once you've been reincarnated for the millionth time, right? You've been on this bitch a million times. You've been Chinese, you've been white, you've been fucking Russian, you know what I'm saying? So you've been a lot of shit. I said my throat.
I know. I noticed when you said Caucasian, you had
No, it's dust. Shit flying around and shit, yo. Don't start no shit, bro. Don't start no fucking shit. It's incidents.
it was dust from
Anyway,
the Caucasus Mountains.
It's the coughing.
Yeah, okay. Caucasus Mountains.
Made me what I was gonna say, bro. See what I'm saying? You threw me off my shit, bro, completely, yo. With some little racist shit, bro. That would not be familiar here, yo. The fuck kind of shit. I had some good shit to say too, yo.
Now we got to rewind the tape when you said, one time you were Caucasian.
Oh. I know one time you're Chinese, one time you're Caucasian. So you're see my shit is going on. My fault that shit just happened. Sometimes you know what I'm saying? You fucking whatever, bro. Indian or fucking whatever, Persian. And it don't matter who the fuck you are until you learn to get this shit right. You'll be all these niggas, you'll keep coming back at these different niggas. But I feel like sooner or later, you gotta say, well, nigga, you passed the test. This last time you came back, this very last time you came back, you just aced it all, nigga. You was giving, you was thoughtful, you didn't have no evil thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
You are worthy.
You are worthy. You gotta be at a point where you're worthy to make it through. Or what's the point? What's the point of being good? You just don't get another chance at it. You just don't get another chance at it. What's the fucking point of being good? That means you can be a piece of shit for 100 more years, for 100 more lives. Fuck it. Rape, kill, murder, slash, slaughter. To be the illest motherfucker there is. Crazy in the fucking head, Joe. Whatever, yo. And it's okay because you're just gonna keep on doing it over and over and over again. I don't feel that's it, yo. I don't feel that's it.
So I wanted to add on what you said too about like the different races and shit. I feel like we're supposed to be different races to be able to step in other culture shoes and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the learning process. But also, I wanted to go back to something Yaiko said earlier that it reminded me. He said he doesn't remember, but the reality is you really do remember.
Yeah.
I think we all do remember subconsciously.
Yo,
Consciously we don't, but
I was a racist white slave owner son. I hated my dad for the shit that he did. I hated myself for the color of my skin, and the shit that we did as people. And now I'm me.
okay, that makes sense. I mean, me, I had dreams. We all have had dreams, but I've had dreams where I'm like, and I'm sure we all had these, where I'm different races of people. I'm people that I've never seen in my life, and I've been with people that I've never seen in my life,
That's
but I
different.
know who they are for some reason. Like I
That's
know I'm
weird,
close to
man.
them.
That's different.
But I've had like these dreams. I was in an Indian's body.
Wow.
Sometimes I was in a Chinese body. Sometimes I was in different bodies, and you can't really see your face unless you're in a mirror, but you can see your skin and you know what race you are because you're around that group of people.
So you was quantum leaping. You was quantum leaping.
Yeah, probably.
You was,
Or it could be subconsciously remembering my past. You know what I'm saying? Like all my past lives.
Right.
So you guys never had them dreams before?
No.
Oh yeah, no. I have one in particular. It's the same one every single time, but I'm walking towards this. Oh man, I could describe it after I've had the dream, but then over time, it kind of just fades. Like it's hard to really remember. But I'm walking towards this almost like cathedral-like palace, but it's not ominous. But at the same time, it gives an ominous vibe. But I'm familiar with it for some reason, and I just walk in there like it's my place, and I'm always meeting the same people over and over, and it's the same exact dream every single time. But I can see them talking to me, but I can't hear what the fuck they're saying. And then I keep asking them who they are, and why am I here, and they keep trying to tell me, but I can't hear that. And then I wake up.
Lord Yiko. They're saying Lord Yiko. The
I don't know.
castle
I
is
think it's
ready,
something
sir.
else entirely, man.
Castle is ready, sir. The bodies are prepped. What should we do with the blood?
Yo, Yiko, you remember a couple times I told you little things about my dreams where like I was given names and I was given numbers to remember.
Shit.
And one time I was given that one building in Canada, remember?
Yeah.
I forgot the name now, but remember I gave you the names and everything. Well, I gave you the names of the building.
That's crazy, yo.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like you really remembering shit, but you just can't remember. You know what I'm saying? If you try to.
Right.
I only,
Right.
I
So
only
that's why I'm
ever
saying, like
dreamed-
right now, I can't. I know that I've had this dream, and I've had it my whole life, at least 7 or 8 times that I can clearly remember.
Go back to
But every time I try
Transylvania.
to remember the people's faces or the places, I can't.
See?
It's
Now
crazy.
my dreams, I remember a lot of the faces that's in my dreams, a lot of places. But
Right.
my dreams are usually just demons chasing me, and I'm always getting away from them. I'm always beating them down. I'm always killing them. So that's why I know I was born to be a soldier in this spiritual war. I've been fighting demons all my life.
So it's funny you say that. As I've had dreams where I was chased by aliens a lot. And for some reason there's always a girl and a boy that are like the main co-stars in my dreams.
Oh shit.
Like it's wild. It's bugged the fuck out. Always a girl and a boy. Like one dream, most of the dreams they were like younger and I was like protecting them.
Right.
And then in some dreams they grew up. It was so fucking weird, bro. And I do remember some of their faces in some of the dreams. Like the shit was weird as fuck.
Bro.
It's bugged, bro.
You was living a whole different life in your dreams, yo.
Sometimes I like when I sleep sometimes. I be like, yo, I got an adventure waiting for me.
Yeah. Your dreams be aging and shit.
Hell yeah.
You living a whole other life, nigga. You tapping into somebody's life.
For real. I know, right?
That's what you doing. You tapping into somebody's life, bro. That's somebody else like you live that they live in, and you tapping into that shit. You just along for the ride at sometimes.
Jumped in their body like, yo, this shit
Yeah.
crazy. These niggas, wow.
Yeah, that sounds crazy right there, bro. My dream, I'm always me. Always me.
For real, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I had one dream where I was me. To be honest with you,
I'm always banging out too.
I mean, I was me, but I wasn't physically like my body.
That's so confrontational, yo. I apologize now to those I have conversations with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because I'm just banging out, man. Like, and I know the dreams that I can't remember probably are bad. You know what I'm saying? But the ones I do remember, like 90% of the time, you know, this means some demons, and we going at it. Demons, werewolves, vampires, like we be going at it, yo. Like, what it do, yo? Now, I'm not saying that I'm like some Superman or some shit like that, because I be running.
Van Helsing.
I be running. You understand what I'm saying? I be running, but I be getting away. I be fucking some of them up and shit, but usually I'm on the run. You know what I'm saying? So that's good.
You're waking up like, damn, I just burned like 600 calories in my
I
sleep.
wake up sweating, breathing heavy, nigga, heart pounding. For real. Like I had some weird fucking dreams, yo. I've said it before. But I want to talk about other dreams that I have. You know what I'm saying? And those dreams, if you don't mind, is of a better America. Because we have to do better. I don't know if you guys remember that story that we covered about Austin Metcalf, the little white boy who got stabbed by
Carmelo Anthony or whatever.
Carmelo Anthony? Yes. You remember that story? You remember that
No.
story? No? Okay.
It was like in the earlier episodes.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so I'll bring up the speed. Black kid at a track meet. It begins to pour down rain. He runs up under a tent. The tent he gets under wasn't his tent. Some white boys walk in, a group of them, 4 to 5 of them, walk in. They said this is a legend, they said this is what was seen on the videotape, that 1 or 2 of the white boys distracts the coach. The other white boys approach the black boy, like, what are you doing here? You gotta go, get out. You gotta go. I'm like, I'm not going out in that rain. It's pouring rain. I'm not going out. So they started pushing them, snatched his bag, apparently, allegedly. And this is all what was in the video. He snatched his bag. And he was like, if you touch me again, you gonna get it or whatever, And he had his hand in his pocket when he said it. And the white dude went to go touch him again. His hands on him again, and he poked him one time, and then he ran. From that one poke, the kid ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? And then on social media, there's a big thing going on. All the white people saying, "Oh, he needs to die. He needs to get murdered." Yada yada yada. This, that, and the third. This, yada yada yada. And the black people are saying, but that's not really murder. That's self-defense. You got your hands on something, you know what I'm saying, to defend yourself with. And these guys are surrounding you, and they're telling you that they're about to fuck you up, whatever. And you tell them, like, yo, you put your hands on me again, I'm going to fuck you up, yo. And they put their hands on him, and he defended himself. Well, that black kid, man, just got 36 years for this shit. 36 years. And the jury was all white. The jury was all white. The prosecutor and the judge and the father of the son who died were all friends and partied together. And shit like that just doesn't happen when it's white kids creating the murder, committing the murders. How many white kids have you heard of right now? How many school shooters have you heard of that got 36 years?
Well, let's talk about that Asian dude, remember?
What did you do?
The Asian dude that just shot that black kid in the back.
Oh, yep, him too.
He got off. He did it to 2 other people too.
Yeah, but I want to know is how many years did these white school shooters get? Because a lot of people say, well, he should have bought a weapon on school grounds. And then people were arguing that this was a tool used for cleats because he was on the track team. Now, whether it was a knife or a tool for cleats, the bottom line is white America was saying that the niggas shouldn't have bought a weapon onto school grounds. And they were very adamant about this. But the problem is when it's a white person, like I said, and cases like Casey Allison, whatever, when we shot that kid, these other white kids who do all these school shootings, that shouldn't have brought not only a tool, but a fucking weapon, a gun, a firearm, a pistol, onto school grounds. Not a tool, an actual weapon. when something like this happens, they're quiet. And I want to know, why is white America always so fucking quiet when it comes to the shooter or the killer or the stabber or the rapist or whoever it may be being a white person, but have so much to say when it's somebody of color? Like, this shit is fucking pathetic, yo. It's like, you dudes, if he's white and doesn't, it's like you motherfucking sick ass motherfuckers condone that shit. Now, I guarantee you, when a black person does something to another black person, there's black people in the hood that feel the impact and that it's sad. People rally against it. This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it. But it's like, when y'all niggas do it, y'all want to be quiet. No one has nothing to say. You don't have an opinion when it's somebody white, and I need to know why, because I'm pretty sure none of those school shooters who shot multiple people, who unalive multiple people, got 36 years. So I don't know what's going on in America. I mean, what do you think, Yaiko?
System was designed that way, man. It's been designed that way. There's no way to know that the people that are calling out for this 36 years were all white. There's no way to know if they even really existed or not. They could be generated data in a system. They've always skewed the news media, and they've always made these.
They were jurors. The jurors voted them guilty.
I get that. I get that. But that's what I'm saying, though. That the jurors can be bought. They always make these things happen. They make hatred happen amongst souls in different shows. So while you're seeing color and you're making a big deal about this black kid, this white people, these little children, or whatever, like, the reality is they're making this reality that way because we're all the same souls. Like Martin Luther King said it best: we all bleed the same color.
No. I mean, I think
so I'm not saying that what you're saying is not true. It is unfair, but it's bred to be unfair. It is designed. It's a design system.
Well, we know that, Yaiko.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So how do you get away from it? You keep asking America why, but America's doing it on purpose. So you already know why. The reality is, it's never going to end, because as long as we continue to be fooled and we continue to hate each other based on these physical things, we're always going to be trapped in the system.
Well, the system works.
It does.
The system really works, but it doesn't work for us. It works the way it was supposed to work, the way it was designed.
Well, like I said, man,
it's a messed up system, bro. But the reality is that it's so good at penetrating the psyche. It's so good at altering the way we see reality. You know, that sometimes we question many things. Like, we saw things as children that today, as adults, we explain away as nothing more than imagination. But the reality is, when we were all children, we all saw shit that was out of ordinary. How?
Yeah, but we didn't know no better. We now know better.
Yeah,
we
facts.
now know better. Our parents, for some reason, our parents seemed like they didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, the veil was still nice and strongly and intact back then, because they didn't see shit wrong. You know what I'm saying? We now, in this day and age right now, real time, we see the difference. We see what's going on. And the problem is, what they want, they can never have again. Because what they want is complete control and dominance. But see, back then they were able to conquer. You know, they were able to conquer a whole land of people. Laid down. I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't an easy war. It lasted for years. I think it was an easy war. It lasted for years. Lots of them died. Lots of us died. But they were able to do it. This time is going to be different. The war for the throne will be different. And I don't think they realize that. They are prepping for what they think is going to be an easy battle. And when you understudy your opponent, you already have lost the battle right there.
You know, I agree to an extent, but you know, I know that the battle's already been won. I know that the creator will always win in the end, and so as long as we align ourselves with that, there's no losing. There's no such thing as loss. But you know, it kind of reminds me of like the movie The Matrix, where you know Zion was like underground, and over time, like they were drilling to the earth to destroy everything. But the reality is they weren't destroying anything that they haven't already destroyed before and recreated and did again. It's just the stories are like all the same. You got to let go of this physical reality in order for you to actually move on. So again, if the questions are why are things the way that they are, it's because they're designed to be that way. And if the question is how do you get away from it, the question is to let it go, to no longer think that way and allow it to control us as a whole society. And if we no longer believe it, then it no longer becomes reality, because what we believe and what we think becomes our reality.
But what I'm saying is, Jaco, what I'm saying is that you're right. It's like the movie The Matrix. But what I'm trying to explain is I think there's a lot more people right now that's unplugged than those just still laying in that fucking juice in that pod. I think a lot more people than you realize is unplugged. And now they're their own Neos and Morpheuses and Trinities. I believe there's a lot of people unplugged right now, brother. A lot of people who see things for what they really are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I believe that when the shit hits the fan, they be like, wow, okay. Didn't expect this to happen.
Yeah, I think that this podcast is a part of that plan. For some reason, I feel like the stuff that we talk about, one of them unplugged people gonna hear, and something big might come from it. But the only way to know is just keep doing it, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, you gotta give me Silas vibes right now.
I gotta give what?
Silas?
Silas.
What was that?
Silas is the dude from the Matrix that was trying to kill Neo when he was
Oh, you mean Cypher?
Huh?
Cypher.
Was it Cypher?
Yeah, Cypher.
No, it was Silas. All right, Cypher. Yeah, him. You try to kill me while I'm unplugged. Nigga, try to unplug. No, nigga, we got the motherfucker unplugged. Everybody got to unplug, and then drain that shit and get back to it, yo. That's what we need to do. Everybody, unplug, nigga. Unplug.
I mean, even like, you know, because like going back to the movie The Matrix, the reference is great because like even the one, Neo, who always becomes the one, and I think even what's his name said this to him at one point, is that anybody could have been the one, right? You just had to learn to detach, and all of his reincarnations, they failed 6 times. They failed, and they wound up in the same trap of being used as battery sources for the machines until the 7th version of himself was born, and this one decided to go against everything that they
Order 7. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not
Uh-huh.
the little things you had in that wall. I mean, different screens. They're doing the same shit. Order 7.
Well, I believe he said it was the seven. The
Try to use math as the only number and all that. It ain't gonna work. So that screen, there's about 30 different cameras of him doing the same different shit 30 different times.
right, but if you listen, if you listen to the guy who's sitting in the chair talking to him, he says clear as day, this is the 7th iteration of the Matrix, and every time you're born.
I didn't say that. Hold on, you watch it? Hold on.
I've watched the movie.
Put me
several
on
times.
screen, camera. All
I
right.
promise you.
I watched it 1,000 times too, but I'm going to watch it again if I get a chance. I got to find who's streaming it,
Let's sum them up right now.
and I may be wrong because I'm not positive. But
So
I do know.
Who was it that said this though? Who was it that said it to?
It was the father of the Matrix.
Yeah, the white dude with a white suit on.
The father of the Matrix?
Yeah, the white dude.
That's
He said-
literally the only title that I've heard him referenced as is the father of the Matrix, and then the what did he say? The seer or the
The source.
yeah, shoot, the lady that they would see was the mother.
Or the Orpheus, whatever. Or Orpheus. Something like that.
Oracle.
Oracle. There you go. That's the name. I was looking for. Oracle.
So he told Neo that this is the 7th generation.
So he said, yeah, it's his 7th iteration, and this one's gonna be different because he sees something different in him.
Yeah,
Love.
I said, you might be right. I don't remember that part. All I remember was seeing a camera of a whole bunch of different ass times that he's done this shit. And I'm saying, damn, he's been doing this shit for a long goddamn time because every clip was one different time that he's done the same thing over and over again. And that shit was definitely more than 7. That's all I'm saying. So somewhere, even what the Oracle said, or whatever, he's somebody lying. Somebody lying. Because there was at least 30 different.
He said it was 6.
The 6th one.
It wasn't 7. It was 6, and that the first 5 before him, like he said there was differences between the previous 5 versions of the one, and he basically said that the 6th time was different.
Damn, I really thought it was the 7th.
No, it was the 6th time.
I didn't know nothing about that, but still, why so many different versions of him doing it on the wall? That makes no sense.
So it goes to show you that the guy that's evil was actually dressed in a white suit, acting perfect, and acting like he knew it all, showing you all these different things, but it was all an illusion.
Yeah.
Do you
the
think
woman
that could have
was
meant?
guiding them-
Do you think all those different things that they showed on the wall could have been the future as well?
Well, I think it was past lives, and then current, and then back to past, and then like current, and then back to another life, and then current. So to kind of show you every different reaction that he's had every single time, because even though it's the same soul, it's manipulated differently when it's in the body,
Every time was a different time.
learning its lessons.
Every time was his own individual time. Could it have been images of the future? Very, very well could be. I'm saying definitely images of the past. The image of the present. You think about this like me before you talk sometimes, and I know you smoke good weed. The image of the present would be him in the movie you were watching, The Matrix. That would be him in the present. That would be him in the present and be in that room watching the screens. Would be him in the present.
Right, but if you notice, they would show a camera of him reacting a certain way, and then they would zoom in, and by the time that they fully zoomed all the way in, it was back to the present version of him.
Actually,
So that's what I meant by they were showing his past. Like,
now I'm thinking about it now. Like we're specifically saying 6th version of him. We're not really saying him different times. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have all those things that you saw could have been a bunch of hymns in the past, but that was all one version of him. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? And all different times. And so yeah, it makes sense. It makes
And
sense.
much like he saw it happening all at the same time, is because it was all recorded at the same time and it can all be played at the same time, just like the source itself sees all, knows all, and can show you and teach you all.
Well, what I'm saying is like it could have been where like he lived 10 lives, but he was still that one version of himself
be.
in those 10 lives. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
he
get
didn't
what you're saying.
evolve. And then
I-
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then he lived like lived
Okay.
like 20 more lives, and he was the second version because he changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? By the time
Okay,
he got to the
yes.
sixth one, the nigga's like, I see something here.
Yo, I see what you're saying. So the progression of his soul.
Yeah, exactly. Like the physical was mad times, but the version of him was still the same.
And then the last soul that learned all his lessons is always reincarnated.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
All that changed was his outlook on life. Everything else stayed the same. His body, the people around him, the actions, the movements, what's going to be said, what's going to be done. All right, I got to look with it. And I think that's how life can be. I got to say it. Until you learn, you keep coming back.
Like the reincarnation shit we was talking about. That makes sense.
First one wasn't good enough, bro. You didn't learn enough. Second one,
You're still the same version of you.
okay, now you're starting to get somewhere. I think some people get somewhere by their sixth. Some people it take 348. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we all did it 348 times. When you gonna get it? Go back. You know what I'm saying?
Again.
Yeah,
Which goes to us be living in the matrix.
right.
And it says it in the book.
Crazy.
It says it in the Bible. We living in the matrix.
So,
I mean, all signs point to it in our realities, to be honest. You
That's
know,
crazy.
if you look at like even how we live, you know, how life needs, like, in order for us to live, right, we have to consume. So we have to kill and consume to survive. But then once we die, what's left behind grows something new. So the cycle of life and death is always the same, just like reincarnation of the soul is always the same. It's all right there for you to see.
Which goes back to us all being one.
Yes.
Facts. All right, so Chris, you got anything you want to bring up, or we'll be out of here?
Nah, I think that was a good episode right
I
there.
believe we're good. I believe
Yeah.
we're good. I believe we get the people what they needed, what they wanted, and more importantly, what they deserve.
Yes, sir.
That's how I feel about that.
Absolutely. And they definitely got to say something about this one this time, right, Razel? I mean, this is like, I think this was a great show, to be honest. All right, well done, guys. I'll see you later.